All right, let's talk about liberalism. It's a word you hear everywhere, but what does it really mean?
Yeah, you've got liberal, liberalist, social liberal. It gets confusing, right? Let's clear it up. Okay, so at its core, liberalism is all about one thing: individual freedom. It's that simple.
But that focus on freedom rests on a few key ideas that all liberals kind of agree on. First up, you've got personal freedom and the idea that everyone is equal before the law. Then, there's a big emphasis on keeping the state's power in check through democracy. And finally, you mix in a market economy and tolerance for others. That's the basic recipe.
So if they all agree on this stuff, why so many versions? Well, for that, we gotta look back. Thinkers like John Locke got the ball rolling, arguing for limited government to protect our rights. But that one question, how do you actually achieve freedom, led to a huge fork in the road. And this is where things get really interesting. Let's start with classical liberalism. They basically want a night watchman state, a government that just protects you and leaves you alone. But social liberals see it differently. They say real freedom needs an active state to level the playing field. And this isn't just some old dusty debate. You can see it playing out in Norway right now. So, the Progress Party leans towards classical liberalism, pushing for a much smaller government. Then you have the Liberal Party, which is social liberal. They support a strong welfare state. Meanwhile, the Conservative Party mixes and matches, blending liberal ideas with conservative values. And get this, the word liberal totally changes meaning depending on where you are, especially in the US.
Over there, liberal pretty much always means social liberal, and it's tied to the Democratic Party. Now, this whole debate about the state's role got a major update in the 20th century. Philosopher John Rawls argued for the welfare state, saying inequality is only okay if it helps the poor. But his colleague Robert Nozick shot back, saying that taking taxes for that violates our rights. And that tension right there between fairness and rights, that's still the main event in politics today. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? Why does any of this matter to us today? Well, it's because these ideas are the blueprint for what we call a liberal democracy. In a nutshell, it means the majority can't just do whatever it wants. Your rights are protected.
So liberalism gives us the rules for a free society, but finding that perfect balance, that's the ongoing challenge.